As a result of the Base Realignment and Closure Plan, better known as BRAC, the Department of Defense will move thousands of jobs to Fort Belvoir. The county will conduct a special BRAC area plans review process to determine if the comprehensive plan should be amended to respond to these changes. Citizen participation will be an important part of this process.
The proposed new developments and revisions to the Tysons Corner Comprehensive Plan have dominated the news lately, as the area often referred to as the downtown of Fairfax County prepares to deal with growth and development in the new millennium. But far away from the glare of Tysons Corner, another major change is about to take place in Fairfax County, and this change will have an impact felt throughout the community, throughout the county, and even the entire region. This is Fort Belvoir. The 8,650-acre Army base has been located off Route 1 in the county for over 70 years. It has a daytime workforce of over 23,000 people. In the next few years, as a result of the Department of Defense Base Realignment and Closure Process, or BRAC, that number will almost double.
BRAC gives the Department of Defense, and I don't want to speak for them, the opportunity, and in this case the Department of the Army and the Department of Defense, to consolidate some of the commands around the greater Washington area, around the National Capital Region, and replace those, not replace, but relocate those people to Fort Belvoir, their selected Fort Belvoir.
BRAC really isn't unlike what any large business would go through every once in a while to take a look at how it does business and ask itself whether or not there's not a better way to do it, better way to use its people, better way to provide facilities for its people to work in, simply a better way to organize. That's what BRAC's all about.
The Department of Defense is transferring thousands of jobs from Alexandria, Arlington, Crystal City, Washington, D.C., and Bethesda to Fort Belvoir. But the impact of those transfers may be felt throughout the entire county.
Well, it's very important for citizens to keep informed concerning the BRAC process, because whether they like it or not, or whether they know it or not, that process is going to affect the entirety of the county. Not only is it going to affect the Mount Vernon, Lee, and Springfield districts, because those are the areas where the actual people are being relocated in terms of their work. But the rest of the county is going to be impacted because people who are going to be working at the areas where the relocation is taking place are not necessarily going to be residing in the Mount Vernon, Lee, and Springfield districts. They may very well reside in other areas of the county and impact on traffic and environment by virtue of having to commute to work.
The changes that we've had to deal with is acknowledging that, one, we're no longer a suburban area and we're actually growing into an urban area. So with BRAC coming into Belvoir and all the additional jobs that we're going to be having, it means that we have to change the way we think about how we do land use. And then as a result, people have to voice their opinions about what they think it should be in the next 5, 10, 15, and actually really 20 years from now.
In addition to the approximately 20,000 new Defense Department jobs moving to Fort Belvoir, there may be thousands more jobs coming to the area as private sector contractors move in to serve their relocated government clients.
The impact all the way around. Transportation is the one you talk about the most, it seems to be, but it'll have an effect on housing and some other things as well. It is probably one of the biggest impacts seen in the area since probably the Beltway was built.
Well, we're going to look at our comprehensive plan, which is our overall guiding document for land use, transportation, and environment in Fairfax County. And we have to make sure that our part of the terrain outside the post is adapted to the growth in the personnel that are going to be coming to this area, or their jobs are coming to this area, and the commands that are coming to this area.
The Fairfax County Department of Planning and Zoning will conduct a process called an Area Plans Review, or APR, to request and evaluate proposed changes to the county's comprehensive plan as a result of the impact of the BRAC process. Community input is a vital part of the APR process.
The input from our citizens is extremely important, and the county will be posting a website, www.fairfaxcounty.gov/BRAC, B-R-A-C. And if you go to that website, you'll see that there will be a citizen's guide. And the citizen's guide does a couple things. First of all, it explains what BRAC is. Secondly, it explains the area plan review process, the BRAC area plan review process. And thirdly, it shows the citizen how he or she can make a nomination and the guidelines on how to make a nomination to the Planning Commission for study by the staff, recommendation to the Planning Commission, and eventually to the Board of Supervisors.
The more opinions we have, the better the solution is. So people who are interested in parks, in recreational trails, and bike trails, and other kinds of transportation modes, all of that is part of this process. And so if you have a particular interest, it is part of the place to go and help make this county even better.
So it's very important for all of us, not just the citizens outside the gate and not just the Army people that are inside the gate planning the BRAC, but for all of us to work together and stay open to each other's thoughts and ideas and concerns.
It's important for citizens to get involved in the APR process because it gives citizens an opportunity to give their input concerning decisions that are going to be made. The point of the matter is that the APR process is specifically put in place so that individual citizens can say what they want to have done. After all, the government belongs to us, and if the individual citizens do not give input to their elected and appointed officials, those officials don't know how the community feels about different issues, and they need that guidance so they can make decisions that the community will embrace.
It's your community. It's your voice. Make your voice heard. To find out more about the BRAC Area Plans Review process, go to the special website, www.fairfaxcounty.gov/BRAC. Change is coming. Make sure you have a say in how it happens. Your county wants to hear from you.
The county wants to make sure that community interests are considered when BRAC-related land use decisions are made. Stay informed by visiting the county's website.